is no better way to start your Sunday with insane evil judges being arrested. Yes, this is so heartwarming. I can't wait to see, so don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Let's watch it.
Judge sentenced another judge to jail time. Chaos erupted in an Ohio courtroom. And taking the defendant into custody wasn't so easy, as a court officer had to drag her out.
So today we get to talk about Cincinnati's first black female judge who went to jail on 8 felony counts and had to be dragged out of court.
8 felonies. How oh my God, 8 felonies, Jesus Christ.
This is former Judge Tracy Hunter. Now, Judge Hunter received...
Tracy Hunter was haunted. I guess it wasn't
her Juris Doctorate from the University of Cincinnati College of Law. Now, Judge Hunter felt she had a higher calling and ran for juvenile court judge in Cincinnati, Ohio, winning by 71 votes,
so
becoming the first woman and first African American to hold that position. Now, even though Tracy Hunter had no experience being a judge, she jumped in both feet first, trying to make major changes to the juvenile justice system there in Cincinnati. Then controversy hit because the judge started doing some really insane things. Like, for instance, the judge didn't like the prosecutor's office.
We are here for
So the judge decided to have mini trials where the judge herself would be both judge and prosecutor, and then have a trial about whether the prosecutor in the case should be sent to jail on contempt charges.
Apologize for what happened yesterday.
I don't think I understand. Wait.
Doing some really insane things. Like, for instance, the judge didn't like the prosecutor's office. So the judge decided to have mini trials where the judge herself would be both judge and prosecutor, and then have a trial about whether the prosecutor in the case should be sent to jail on contempt charges.
Oh my God!
What happened yesterday?
Now I understand.
To embarrass you in any sense of the matter.
It was, to say the least,
he's trying to become a certain I better not talk about it. This is really bad. You guys are pretty much
unusual session. Tracy Hunter became judge and prosecutor, running a contempt hearing against attorney Jay Clark, calling people to testify and asking them questions.
Did the attorneys agree to the time?
But if a lawyer objected, Hunter would either sustain or overrule those objections to her questions to her witnesses.
Is that correct?
Objection, pleading.
Is that correct? I'm sorry, overruled.
Bill Gallagher was Clark's attorney at the hearing.
You sort of question whether or not you were really in a true courtroom. You hear about star chamber type of deals. That's sort of what I felt was going on.
Did Your Honor, Judge Tracy Hunter, tell you what to say?
The dream of the oppressed is to become the oppressor. I will never forget that when I see these types of situations.
At today's proceedings.
You weren't sure what witness was going to come next. You weren't sure what was going to be done next, and who do you turn to for help if the judge is the one that's conducting the hearing and calling the witnesses and making all the decisions.
What do you recall?
According to Jack, that calls for hearsay. Statements made outside of the presence of this court being offered for the truth of the matter asserted.
Okay, thank you. Overruled.
This saga involving attorney Jay Clark is one of Tracy Hunter's many controversies, one the public has not seen yet.
Now, even though Judge Hunter was an attorney, she didn't have any courtroom experience. So now you have a person who has no courtroom experience now in charge of running a courtroom.
Tracy Hunter is certainly under the microscope. I've spoken with a lot of attorneys and courtroom observers who believe that Hunter may indeed have been well-intended before her surprise election, but she had limited courtroom experience, and now she's in over her head. Instead of asking for help, she's lashing out at her critics.
Now, because of this lack of experience, Judge Hunter found...
This is just expected. Do you guys expect anything different at all? Oh my God.
herself in many controversies right after she got sworn into being a judge.
The manner in which she came to the bench may make her feel that everyone is against her. And they were at the beginning.
But once on the bench, the judge found herself the center of concern. Hunter has been named in at least 24 lawsuits or complaints, most filed by the Public Defender's Office, saying she unnecessarily delayed decisions in about 20 cases, potentially leaving children in limbo over custody or adoption. She's been sued by news media outlets over courtroom and document access, and allegations of backdating case filings are being investigated by a special prosecutor.
Now, because Judge Hunter was over her head, she began having panic attacks and had to be taken to the hospital because she couldn't handle the pressure of being a judge.
Only not on your side was there when Judge Tracy Hunter was taken from the Hamilton County Juvenile Court building this afternoon by Cincinnati.
What pressure? What pressure is to be a judge? Like, to follow the truth? To just hear the arguments and evaluate them as accordingly? Like, to not, to not be evil, insane, and just, be very, of course they have to know the law and etc, etc, etc. But in the end of the day, it's all about you really not be stupid, It's most about it than anything else. Like, come on, you will not convince me that there is pressure on this. Come on.
Cincinnati Fire Department paramedics. The incident report says she passed out on the 12th floor of the building. It's similar to another situation on November 23rd when she was rushed to a hospital for what was said to be a panic attack. Through it all, the judge and her supporters have maintained she's been unfairly treated and treated differently than other judges.
That's right. The first black female judge is...
Yes, of course. Victimization, of course. How I could forget that? Huh? How I could forget that they would that she would victimize herself at the first very moment that she could wow, amazing. I'm so surprised, guys. I'm so surprised.
Saying she's being treated differently because she's a black female judge. Now, because the controversy became so overwhelming, the judge started trying to cover up her mistakes. Now, one of the ways she tried to do that was backdating cases. This is what she did.
As for the allegation of backdating of court case documents, Hunter calls those frivolous and unmerited allegations, which are part of an attack and harassment against her by the prosecutor's office. But Local 12 News has learned of another allegation of backdating, this one involving a phone message. An internal memo from the prosecutor's office sent to the special prosecutor details of voicemail left by Judge Hunter's staff for Attorney Jay Clark regarding a different hearing. The memo states, the caller attempts to deceive Mr. Clark about the date the call was made. The answering machine time-called function exposes this act of dishonesty. Here's part of the call telling Clark his client
will be on Judge Hunter's docket at 9 a.m. on Tuesday morning, the 20th of August.
And in a juvenile court entry, Judge Hunter says Clark failed to appear despite several attempts by court personnel to contact him. Bailiff left message 8/19/2013 on voicemail. But Clark says this was the answering machine's record.
Message recorded on August 21st at 8:40 a.m.
I think that kind of speaks for itself. I think it suggests there's a serious problem in her courtroom.
So understand what the judge was doing. She was scheduling hearings on August 20th in this case. And then on August 21st, she would call litigants and tell them, hey, you have to be in court on August 20th, the day before. And then the judge would penalize you for not being in court, even though they had not told you you had to be in court that day. Matter of fact, they only told you days later. So the prosecutor's office said, Judge, you are forging documents in the courtroom. You've committed a crime. And they decided to indict the judge.
Ridiculous allegations. Recently, the prosecutor says, she's committed a crime.
Oh man, it's not because I'm looking at the video, but she has you see the eyes, there is something real wrong with her. I don't know if she's on drugs or whatever it is. I don't know. It's my opinion, but look at the eyes,
And I
don't know what to say. She cannot be normal.
Received detention in school. In all of my years of school, I never received detention. I've never been in trouble. And to have someone accuse you of a crime and say that backdating documents, Every day, it's something.
And those are serious allegations.
It is serious. Well, not only are they allegations, I believe that the prosecutor is investigating me. Right now, there's a criminal investigation going on, as far as I know. And I'm really at the point to just say, you know, indict me, go ahead. You know, it wouldn't be the first time. You know, God has a way sometimes of just giving you assurance.
So Judge Tracy Hunter got her wish. She was indicted on 8 felony counts.
Tampering with evidence. She's accused of backdating documents to make it appear that her docket was current.
God.
Forgery. She's accused of signing those documents in August of 2013. Having unlawful interest in a public contract. She's accused of paying her brother to work in her courtroom. Theft in office. She's accused of using her county credit card to charge $1,100 in filing fees for appeals when she was sued. She twice needed medical attention in her courtroom because of what her supporters say was stress from continued attacks.
Now, during her trial, Tracy Hunter started lashing out at the courtroom, saying that this was all nonsense and she took exception with being treated as a criminal.
I take great exception to your disparagement of my name in this courtroom today. I'm not sure what you meant by the term that this defendant is gaming the system, but be clear here. The only gaming that is going on in Hamilton County is by the Hamilton County Juvenile Court, Judge John Williams.
I think you hear it now.
And it kept going. The judge tried to stop her, but it didn't work. Hunter just kept chiming in, demanding to be heard. Hunter is accused of several felonies, including tampering and theft. She could be sentenced to 13 years in prison.
Now, this case was pretty simple because
she can be sentenced to that time, but she was?
Because it was essentially a paper case. You had all the electronic data and all the paperwork showing that things were backdated. So the jury found Tracy Hunter guilty on 1 felony count, but deadlocked on the other 8.
Oh my God, it's always like that. It's always like that, man. Oh, come on.
A verdict reached in the Judge Tracy Hunter trial.
We, the jury, and the issue joined, find the defendant, Tracy Hunter, guilty of having unlawful interest in a public contract.
Guilty of 1 count, deadlocked on the others.
You're unable to reach a unanimous verdict on the rest of the counts.
Stern words from the judge.
Judge Hunter, this is a sad day for you.
As Hunter's supporters sing praises.
Yeah, of course. There goes a black woman being arrested.
Judge Tracy
because
Hunter
she's black.
could be probation,
possibly
time behind bars, after a jury found her guilty of 1 felony count.
Now, because of the criminal conviction, Judge Hunter was removed from the bench and her law license was suspended.
Now, Ohio Supreme Court suspended Hunter with pay after she was indicted back in January. But now, with a felony conviction on her record, her suspension becomes unpaid. And of course, the state's high court now expected to begin proceedings that could ultimately lead to the end of Tracy Hunter's legal career.
So now Judge Hunter has been found guilty of a felony and now has to be sentenced. So here is what happened at her sentencing.
I gave her an opportunity to speak and that was turned down. It's not being offered now. Please have a seat.
So you're denying my right as a defendant to address the court?
Ma'am, please have a seat.
I just want to make sure.
Today, her attorney, David Singleton, is asking the judge to delay sentencing yet again.
She's lost peace of mind, not knowing when that day was going to come and she'd have to go to jail. That's a lot for one person.
Oh, come on. Doesn't it this quote unquote happens with all criminals? So all of them deserve to be released for that? Like, oh, come on, man. Oh, no, it's just like that. This shit cannot work. This shit cannot work. It just can't. Okay, just can't. I don't accept.
To have on her shoulders.
Judge Patrick Dinkelacke has heard the request and is ready to announce Hunter's sentence. But first he has a message for those self-described registered voters who sent dozens of postcards to his home asking him not to send Hunter to jail.
The attempt was to intimidate me in any way. That has flat out failed, okay? I will never, ever, ever bow to that type of pressure, veiled threats, vicious comments.
Oh my God, they are threatening the judge. Oh, Jesus Christ, man.
Lies about me or anything else.
Then everyone in the crowded courtroom anxiously awaits Judge Dinkelacker's decision.
Number one, you pay the cost of these proceedings. Number two, you are to do not violate any laws. And number three, you are to do 6 months in the Hamilton County Justice Center. Credit 1 day. Mr. or Ms. Deputy can take her away.
Hunter's supporters are outraged. In fact, keep your eyes on this woman as she attempts to approach Hunter, but is intercepted by court officers. Then watch closely. As this deputy attempts to take Hunter away, initially she seems to resist. But then, perhaps realizing that her time has run out, her body goes totally limp.
Oh my God, what a shame.
While shouts of no justice are heard from the gallery, she's literally dragged out of the courtroom.
Jesus Christ. The victimization never ends. Oh God, oh. Like, it's fun because it's all the bullshit that we already use it to. But how grown-ass adults, like, subject themselves to be objects of shame like that so easily? I don't know. I don't know, man. Like, what else could I say in a situation like this? I don't know. I still think it wasn't enough. I still think it was just 1% of what she actually should get. But yeah, at least she wasn't like just raised immediately. And of course, because none kind of like only what is acceptable for them is what they want. Of course they would behave like this. Of course, it's just them being them, living on feelings and ignoring reality. Just living for what they want. Being like very for them, only what they want is what matters. It doesn't matter if they're right or wrong. Just matter what they want in the end. And because they didn't got what they want, they behave themselves like idiots, like this.
Hunter eventually begins serving the 6 months at the Hamilton County Justice Center, but she's released early, serving just under 3 months based on her participation.
Oh God, oh no, I say too soon. Oh my God, not even 6 months. Oh Jesus Christ,
In
man.
a court-authorized work
This
detail.
has to stop. This has to stop, man. Oh my God. Oh, because she's a woman. Oh, because she's black. Oh, because she was a judge, so she like she's treated in a totally different as a totally different human being, like she has better rights. We created like many types of classes of different humans and all. There is like we are not treated equal, we are not treated equal. They are clearly being treated like totally better in society because the type of job that you do. I mean, she is a judge, of course. Of course, they don't just let that slip away, And because she's a black woman, like of course we know by data that women usually be like for the same sentence as a man, for example, we just take less time for the same type of sentence just because of that. And, there's the part of being black and everything else as well. And, oh, this is so crap, man. Oh my God. This has to stop. This has to end. Damn, it's so disgusting.
You may think the story is over, but this entitled former judge wants to still practice law. So she is asking...
Oh no, she's not satisfied with like getting nothing, like just 3 months on jail. And she still wants you on. Oh, no, please don't. Please don't. Don't tell me that they allowed no fucking
the
way.
Supreme Court
I don't
to
accept
allow
that.
her to
No,
continue to
no.
practice law and reinstate her law
No
license.
freaking
Now,
way,
the final
man.
chapter
No
of this
freaking
case,
way.
which began in 2014,
No
could
way,
come
no
this
way,
week
no way, no
as
way,
Tracy
no way.
Hunter heads to Columbus tomorrow in a bid to continue
tell me
practicing
that
law
this
after her
doesn't
felony
happen.
conviction. Tracy Hunter is scheduled to appear Tuesday morning before the Ohio Board of Professional Conduct. That's the agency that handles discipline of lawyers and judges in the state, where she will argue to resume practicing law. Following her conviction, the Ohio Supreme Court suspended Hunter's law license indefinitely, and Tuesday's hearing is the final step in that process. Her lawyer declined comment Monday.
It should be eliminated. Like, she couldn't be a judge, like, never ever anymore. Never ever. Like, damn, like, you committed. Oh God, like, I shouldn't even be saying that. Like, you're a judge. You are supposed to be the representation of the law itself at its fullest. And then you break the law. You're arrested. And you wasn't even fairly arrested. You should be condemned for all of that stuff. It was just one. And you didn't even, like, stay the fucking 6 months behind bars. You know? Just 3. So you're still not satisfied and want to get back to being a judge? No freaking way, man. No freaking way.
As did the state's disciplinary
This is so
council.
insane. No
The case
way,
enraged
no
many
way,
in the
no
city's
way.
African-American community, with advocates saying she was persecuted for being a successful woman of color.
Yeah, you heard that right.
no,
They're
man,
saying that this
no,
judge,
man.
who was found guilty of a felony, who is clearly corrupt, is only being charged because she's black. The first black woman.
Don't get me wrong, she's not only corrupt, she's insane. She's not normal.
So now the lower court decided not to reinstate this judge's license and said, hey, you're a felon. So no, we're not going to give you your license back. Now the judge then appealed to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court came out with a decision.
It has now suspended former Hamilton County juvenile judge Tracy Hunter indefinitely.
Now remember, Hunter was convicted of a felony charge of unlawful interest in a public contract back in 2014. This past summer, she argued to get her law license reinstated, claiming the charge was politically motivated. State Supreme Court ruling against her, but since Hunter has been suspended longer than 2 years, she can apply for reinstatement.
So here's the bottom line with this case. You had an inexperienced attorney become a judge, and things just went over her head. It was just too much for her to handle. She didn't know what she was doing. And I think it's sad how the community bought into those lies about her being discriminated against because she was black. She was afforded every opportunity to be successful in this job and didn't take advantage of them. She thought she knew what she was doing, and unfortunately, she committed crimes along the way. And we've seen how hiring someone based off what they are instead of who they are can backfire dramatically. Christina Pearson in Georgia, for instance, or Mayor Tiffany Henyard in Dalton, who's under FBI investigation. And one thing that they all have in common is that soon as someone challenges something, they automatically go to the race card. I'm being discriminated against. It's because I'm black. Which now, since everything is racist, it makes it seem like nothing is actually racist. And I feel shocked that I have to say this, but I think we should hire people and we should judge people on the content of their character and not the color of their skin.
Yeah, this should be common sense. What's going on? What the hell is going on? Why we need to keep saying this? Like, oh my God, when society will gonna back to their common sense, you know, like when they wanna, oh my God.
Now, as always, tell me where I'm wrong in the comment sections. Tell me, Nate, hey, you're wrong. This is all racism. Because I honestly disagree with you. Don't forget, like, share, subscribe, do all that great YouTube stuff. My name is Nate.
Before we go any further, I want to take this brief moment here to thank all of you, my patrons, for the incredible support to my work here on YouTube, and especially my three-tail fox tier members, Wolony Wolf, Heath Rowell, Fenny Sylvy, Zalost, Tayashi, and Zaela Zhezzaia. Thank you very, very much. You guys are amazing. Also, thanks to all of you who supported me through Ko-Fi or Tron. Thank you very, very much. You can support this channel live and grow with just $5 a month and gain access to many perks. This is less than a burrito. Check out my Patreon, link is in the description below. This is not racist. I don't want to talk about this anymore. I really don't. Like, no freak away, man. Like, oh, hell no. I just want to finish this video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. Support me if you will, so I can get back this fucking country with a lot of... yeah, I cannot say that as well. I see you all guys in the next one. Bye. And that's it for today, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. じゃあ、またね